Well, Leon, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Many of us have been fans since we met you as JT in the Five Heartbeats. We can't let it go. You have a wonderful catalog in TV and film, but we've been on the journey with you ever since. Congratulations on a career filled with longevity. It's not easy. But today, we're talking about your music.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so Leon, talk to me about how Leon and the Peoples came to be.
Wow, Leon and Peoples came to be. When I became popular as an actor, I just started hosting a lot of music festivals, and I'd be backstage with a lot of the singers and stuff. We'd be singing a cappella, and they would say, "You should sing. You don't need to sing, but if you want to, you can." So I joined this band in New York with a bunch of really great performers that's performed with Bruce Springsteen, and UB40 and Steel Pulse, but they just wanted to do cover songs, and I wanted to do original material. So I started my band called the Peoples. And then I had to pull a David Ruffin on them and call us Leon and the Peoples because we got better shows that way.
That's right, because we're coming at it. We know that Leon's going to be on stage. I understand. So Leon and the Peoples, it came from being exposed to the space that you felt drawn to musically. Okay, that's very cool.
Yeah, well, music was my first love. Actually, in college, I performed and wrote a song for the Special Olympics.
That's right. I did read a little bit about that, which also they had a similar question, at least one of the questions for them that I have. Because I'm like, well, we know you have presence. We've seen you sang on TV and in film, right? So I thought to myself, well, how did you end up going the reggae route?
Well, what happened is, I grew up on reggae music and I grew up on soul music. So we play a blend between reggae and soul. We call it reggae soul.
Reggae soul.
Yeah, we kind of like consider ourselves like the Sly and the Family Stones of reggae. So, yeah, it's a blend of the things, the music that's true to me. And I lived in Jamaica for 4 months out of the year for 10 years in St. Anne's Bay. So, hence the reason why I became the star of Cool Runnings.
Yes, yes, we remember that too. That's what I'm saying. We are locked in with you, Leon. So to your point, putting Leon and the peoples in the name, we're like, okay, we don't need to ask any questions. We like Leon already. We're going to get this ticket, which we're going to make sure people have that information in a second. But I mean, it's you're doing well, and that's an understatement. You all are working on your third album, and that's set to be
Yes,
released later this year,
right.
right? You're making noise on the Billboard charts. What do you enjoy most about the process of creating the music and performing it for people?
I love the process of making music. I write with my writing partner, Joel Kipnis, and if you listen to our music, we have very catchy hooks. And I like the fact that, when we perform our songs, which we do before we ever record them to see how people like them, is that people like singing songs they've never heard before by the, second or third chorus. And I love that. I've always loved songs that made me gravitate to them immediately. And so that's the kind of music that we write. And
Okay.
performing, well, that's me on stage. I'm a trained actor. And my job as an actor is to breathe life into a writer's words and characters and become that character. But when I'm on stage, that's Leon. That's me singing the songs I want to sing that I wrote. And so it's a beautiful thing. I love connecting with the audience.
And they are going to love connecting with you. You're in Boston this weekend. So we got to make sure that viewers have all those details. Let us know about the performance happening.
Yes, we will be at City Winery this Sunday. Show starts at 7:30. Um, and it's going to be a reggae soul party. We put on a show. My band is fantastic, high energy. And yeah, we can't wait to come to Boston. We haven't performed in Boston in a long time, and we want to make it a regular stop like some of the other places we go to.
Yeah, we want it to be a regular stop too. Listen, bosses are going to show you some love. We just had to make sure as many people know as possible to get their tickets and to get to City One.
Right. So you just go to the City Winery website and you can, get tickets and please say hi. I come out after the show and, do a little meet and greet with the crowd. And, we have a lot of merchandise and it's just a fun time.
Listen, we remember how the ladies were crying over you in the Five Heartbeats. We know that a little bit of that is a real thing. It's not going to be any trouble finding you when the performance is over. You
Okay.
know that. Um, but what can people expect? Someone who's never seen you perform live before. What should they expect coming maybe to one of your shows for the first time?
They're going to see not just a concert, they're going to see a show. I interact with the audience, and my band is just fantastic. We're like half women and half men. So my singers that sing along with me are fantastic, and they're just gonna have a great time. People always go after the show because, wow, that was great. I just thought I was gonna just listen to some music, but it was like a whole show. And the way you interacted with us, and I love it. I love seeing people and talking to them and letting them know, about the music, about me, what's going on, and I have, about four movies coming out over the next year and a half. And so, I just love letting people know that when they're in this room with me, that you're actually going to see me and who I really am.
Okay, now you gave us a little teaser there. How much can you tell us about the four projects you're working on? I had to ask. I said, "Oh, my
Of
antennas."
course, well, of course, of course, of course. I have a movie right now that's making this film festival run called The Rhythm and the Blues, which is a biopic about Eddie Taylor, great blues artist from Chicago, one of the artists that were ripped off from this music by the British invasion. And I have another movie called Wild Cards, which I'm very excited about. It's a courtroom drama where I play a lawyer who has not lost a case in 20 years, but I'm representing a very affluent man's son, or a very affluent white man's son, who's on trial for raping a very beautiful black girl. And quite intense. And then I have a movie called Jingle Hells, which is going to hopefully come out next Christmas, and where I play a rapper from Brooklyn that moves to London and falls for one of my son's teachers. And she's infatuated with me just to find out that I have 14 kids and eight baby mamas. And they drop off all of my kids to my house on Christmas Eve. And they tear the place up. But you know what? I wound up making it the best Christmas they ever had and the best Christmas I've ever had.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm ready to see all of these. I thought I was going to tell you that the rhythm and blues is going to be my favorite because I'm a Chicago girl born and raised, but I'm like, wait, I
Okay.
want to see all of these.
Yeah, well, I hope you do.
So we'll be waiting for your projects. I want to make sure I give you the chance. Is there anything else you want to add that I didn't ask you specifically?
No, just for people to come out. I want to see people in Boston. I know we're up against the Patriots game, but everybody don't want to do that, especially the ladies. So let your mans go to the watch the game. You come on through and we party. Don't have
That's
me
right.
don't have
That's
me out there
right.
don't have me out there dancing by myself now.
We Boston won't do you like that. Have the ladies come first, and then when you come back to Boston, then they could bring their man with them because they will already have come home and said, "You missed a show. You were watching football. You missed a good show." So
Yes, indeed. Yes,
that's going to
indeed.
be
I
the
I, I
plan.
I like the way you think.